What is up, y'all? Welcome to thden.podcast. That is theden dot as in period podcast. You can find us on Instagram.
Did you spell that right, Lewis?
I wasn't paying attention.
Luis, if we're talking, you need to be listening. That's how podcasts work.
You can also follow us on Twitter.
Game.
Did we just introduce ourselves?
I did, yes.
Oh my god.
It's okay, they don't know who I am. So.
Every time, dude. Every time. Then you already introduced yourself.
Well, I've been introducing myself
in the
previous
spicy
episodes.
episode.
Yeah, I remember saying my name, but
yeah,
I mean,
you
no, whatever.
I'm still I'm
okay.
still Mysterio.
It's
right now.
It's okay, at least I didn't reveal myself in this episode, so anyone who hasn't seen the spicy episode doesn't know who I am, that's what we need.
In case you guys haven't seen it, you might want to check it out in the link description below.
I guess now I have to put a link in the description. It should give me more work to do, Lewis.
We should do more stuff throughout the podcast to make Alex do more work. Just like plug, yeah man, just like check the link like right here, like there's gonna be a box right here, guys, you're gonna
I can just not do it and you look like a retard.
So we have to plug like subscribe as well. We haven't asked people to subscribe or like. We need people to like our
comment,
YouTube
subscribe.
videos. Comment and subscribe. Right, so yeah,
like
comment and subscribe if you liked this episode. Let me know what your thoughts were.
How do they know they like it if they haven't seen it yet? That's why people usually do it at the end.
Yeah.
Hey guys, when
Well,
you
we
watch,
can't do
when
it
you
at the end.
finish the
Video.
video,
Watch for an hour of this.
That's facts. That's why we have to do it at the beginning, middle, and end. Or we can make the whole podcast just a plug.
Or we can get actual advertisers.
Let's
and
get
we can
away from this topic.
Yeah, but we need at least like 50 million people looking at our podcast.
Now. Let's get away from this topic. I think we have enough about plugging. Don't forget our Instagram, our Twitter.
I think we got enough plugging. We're also on Anchor, Breakaway Cast, I think, Outcast, Spotify, iTunes. No, wait, no, we're not on iTunes
Or
yet.
Spotify.
Or Spotify.
Oh, no, oh wow, you
No,
guys
those
suck.
are paid for.
Yeah,
and don't forget our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube. Yeah, and that's about it.
That's about it, boys. I think.
Right, let's continue.
Did we have anything else we want to plug?
No, we already said Twitter,
I
Instagram,
didn't say the name of our Twitter.
Oh, sorry, I didn't say the name of Twitter. The
See
name
if
of
Lewis
Twitter
knows.
is theden_podcast_.
Yes,
So that's
Lewis.
I didn't know that.
THEPODCAST_ like the little line.
Like the little line. There's a lot of little lines. It can be the dash, it can be the underscore,
No,
it could be
it's
the
like the little
slash,
line.
it could be the forward slash or the backslash. I never know what the difference between a forward slash and a backslash is, but now I figured it out. You have to travel. Wait, forward slash, backslash. Okay, yeah, you have to travel from down to up. So if from down to up you're going forward, that's a forward slash, right? So it's like for you guys.
No,
Oh,
they
fuck, how
they
I-
get it, punk.
Yeah,
They
like this.
understand
And then
what
backslash is like
I
from
feel
bottom
like
to top.
everybody knows
Going back.
what they are.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are confused. If
No,
I got
no,
confused, that
people-
means other people got
don't
confused.
definitely know about it, but it's
Even
just
though I'm
like-
dumb, there's dumber people out
Look,
there.
Punk, but your
So that
explanation
means
was fine. You
it's a
didn't need to
little
use the visuals.
Well, I mean, it helps. Some people are visual learners, some people are auditory learners, some people are kinesthetic learners. So,
They're visual. If
You
they
have
look
to-
at their keyboards, they'll be visual learners.
Well, yeah, but not everyone has a keyboard in front of them. Some people are watching it on a phone. Some people are watching it on their friend's phone.
Some people are listening and not watching.
That is facts.
Which is not true technically, but yeah.
Wait, what do you mean
And that's why
not
we
true?
should introduce ourselves.
Wait, what do you mean that's not true?
It's not true because we got like maybe 2
Oh,
listeners.
yeah. Yeah, most of our viewers are viewers instead
Yeah,
of
they're not
listeners.
listeners, yeah.
But, such as like, I mean, I think it makes sense because, like, just auditory, like, you don't have as much stimulation, but when
It's
you
a-
have
yeah.
the visual, it's like, oh shit, like, I can
Yeah,
look
there's
at
like
these
certain type of
motherfuckers.
people that actually like listening to podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, the podcast audience is not going to be the same audience as, like, our friend group. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the people that we advertise to, they're going to want to watch a video. But then
Right.
eventually,
Yeah,
as
exactly.
we keep producing more podcasts, people who don't know us are going to want to hear the podcast. I think
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Or on SoundCloud too. You didn't say SoundCloud.
Oh, I didn't say SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Hey, good
I'm
job.
pissed.
Yeah, listen to our newest mixtape, the
Oh,
Den
no.
Podcast. We could like low key make some tracks and like play them. That way we don't get copyright strikes.
Play them for what?
Like background music. Like at the beginning, we can do like change it up a little
Oh,
bit,
like,
but
do
we
you know how to
need
produce
consistency.
music?
What's that?
You know how to produce music?
Not yet.
He knows how to make a beat.
Alright, so once you get that, just let me know.
I got you. I'll let you know. Give
Alright.
me 5 years.
Okay.
Got it.
Slow but steady progress. You know what I'm saying? Wait, this is too fast. Slow but steady progress, guys.
You're not going up at all.
You're going down.
That's
for a
not
bit.
how steady progress works.
Oh my bad.
Okay, so I think we've had enough of this topic
Okay.
about YouTube, about Instagram. Don't forget about Instagram.
Interesting.
Don't
So would you
forget
like to
about
smooth
Twitter.
transition into something else, Lewis?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, anyway, this is actually gonna be the last podcast with Gabe for now because, well, actually, it depends. I don't know how this upload schedule is gonna work, but Gabe is leaving today to Panama. Say hi to Panama.
Honestly, by the time they see this episode, he'll probably be back.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be back. Like that's the plan because I think we have episodes planned and lined up. We're ahead of schedule, man. We're ballers. But then when we
under budget and ahead of schedule.
Oh, we haven't spent a single dollar.
Schedule?
Oh no, wait, we have spent.
Yeah.
dollars.
Stickers.
That's stickers. Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
It's like,
That's
you have the stickers, right? I mean,
like the bulk of them.
the extra ones.
Do you remember when I brought like a ton last time?
You
Smell like shit.
guys didn't take them?
No.
They should be here somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll look for them later.
They could be in the drawers
And
and everything.
then-
Cat could have taken them. Called them.
Okay, so when we order like stickers in bulk, and we're just gonna put them all over the place for like our advertisements. By the time I get back from my trip, I want your stickers to be run out. Cause everybody gets 25 stickers.
Yeah. The 25 stickers are easy to run out. I can just slap that shit on every pool and window.
That's what I want you to do.
I can probably go to like downtown.
It's like vandalize the cars, put up the bumper sticker.
So okay, why don't you guys comment out? What do you think is a good marketing tactic with stickers? What should we do? Should we physically hand them to people? Should we post them on posts?
This is
like
gonna be too
everywhere?
late for us.
I know.
To know.
Yes, it is, but
I think-
it's still gonna be early too because we're gonna continue using stickers afterwards. So this initial batch is gonna be
That's
used.
true.
I definitely think putting them places is better.
Yeah.
Because whenever I get handed shit, I just throw it away.
Yeah. A lot of people throw shit away. Like I think the right way to hand people things is if you explain what's behind the sticker, and if they seem interested, that's when you give it to them.
Yeah.
But you don't just give it
Yeah,
to
but
everyone.
that type of direct marketing is weird for this.
Yeah, for a podcast, it's like whatever. Like like I don't think we necessarily.
Yeah, like
need
going
that
down the street and like,
especially
oh, can you check out our podcast? That's weird.
Yeah. Because like it's different. Like checking out a mixtape. We're not handing out
It's like share it
CDs.
around the community. You'll find something.
We're not handing out CDs or anything. We're handing out like a handle for people to go look. Like people have to do a little bit. Well, actually, I mean, have you ever been handed a CD and like actually listened to it?
I've never been handed a CD.
Okay, I've been
Yeah.
handed a CD like 3 times.
I've
at
been
least.
told by people to check out their SoundCloud,
Okay.
but like
I've
on the
never-
street.
On the street,
Yeah, but like not.
And you never checked it out, or
No,
did
of course
you?
not.
Yeah.
By the time I got home, I forgot it.
Yeah, especially that. But that's a good thing about the stickers.
Right, exactly. You have it there. It has our Instagram on it.
Yo, okay. Actually, a good technique would be to like give it to someone and immediately tell them, yeah, like I'll give it to you if you place it like on your phone case or like on something that you have,
Yeah.
like right now. And then if they do, then cool. Like they have it, and that's permanent,
Or-
and that could be a marketing technique because like other people are gonna see it.
Or tell them to subscribe.
What's that?
Tell them to subscribe.
Or-
As well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's part
Or
of it.
like, because
Like,
to
just
put
put
it,
follow it. Like, oh, if you like.
because to put it on their phone, they might not want to put it on their phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
see.
might
Yeah.
have,
See,
like,
no, not most
other
people
stuff.
aren't gonna put it on
So
their phone.
yeah, so it's like do something else, like subscribing or following.
If you
us
could
or
get people to
something.
subscribe in the moment, that's not too bad. That's good direct marketing. And
That's
just
kind of
not-
like forcing them though. Like,
I mean,
wait,
we're
you're
not
looking
forcing
over
them.
them.
I'm just asking them like, yo, do you want to? If they say no, cool, walk along, and you don't have to subscribe. Like,
No, I
it's
know,
their
but, like,
choice at the end of the day. I'm not
It's
forcing
kind of
them.
like a peer pressure thing.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
that's
that's
what sales is.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Like-
of marketing. That's like an actual marketing strategy. So
Like,
No,
there's
hey,
no
get
way to
10%
get them to
off.
do it.
I
you
was
follow
just
us
saying
on
that's how
Exactly.
like it looks.
Wait, 10% off the podcast. Yo, okay, so if you guys
No.
like us on
Oh
Facebook,
my
you get 10% off the
God.
next podcast.
Nobody
And-
uses Facebook.
We don't even use Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have a Facebook.
No, yeah, that doesn't. Unless we want to cater to the older generation market,
Which
like-
is not what we're trying
yeah,
to do.
which is I don't think they're gonna want to listen to a word that we say. Our shit's just like dumb as fuck. But yeah, like I don't know, Facebook's for old people. I think I like the sticker idea because it's like you can target people directly if you do direct marketing. But like you have to put it in places that people actually see. Like I'm sure you've seen a lot of posts or polls out there that are like filled with stickers.
Yeah.
None of those are being seen.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? If you see one with like a couple stickers, maybe if you find one with no stickers, you're fucking set because that'll be the only one there. And like people, I mean, it's not that they have to look at it, but if they're looking at it, that's the only one that they're looking at, which is the thden.podcast
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah, I think the design of it, like, kind of, it looks cool, so, like, I guess
It's a
people
cool
like that
logo.
Yeah.
Let me show the video real quick.
We've already.
They
Yeah, but not in
see
this video.
it. You realize it's like our, it's like all our.
Can I not? This is focus not work. That's okay. Wait, I can see this. That's okay, but this is kind of our sticker logo kind of thing. You can't really see it because the focus doesn't want to focus. But
It's
okay.
our
Is it on
picture for
manual
everything.
focus?
No,
Frankie, it's fine. It's
it's not on manual focus.
Oh, I was actually thinking
Stop.
it'd be kind of funny if we had like if we made like a little rod that extends out here and then we have a sticker that connected right there, so we just have like a floating sticker.
For that, I might as well just
Right
put the
here. The
podcast
whole
on the
time.
bottom right of the.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
we have technology nowadays.
Yeah.
We don't need to go old school.
Like,
Dumb. Yeah, that makes sense. That is better, you know.
What are some
Maybe
good
so.
sticker slapping places you would say?
Yeah, I mean, Wynwood's the first place that comes to mind, but I'm not going to use them on Wynwood. I want to go to like other areas that are more low key, cause like in Wynwood you're gonna find a ton of stickers everywhere. So I don't think ours aren't.
People are not gonna pay attention.
Yeah, like ours aren't gonna stand out as much, but we'll still get attention. I think because like there's still gonna be a flow of traffic. What I'm thinking, like maybe in the downtown area, maybe like in the Coral Gables area, maybe even like Doral or something. Like I need to go places that there's a lot of people walking.
But not enough, like no stickers.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
so like I want to
you
go to
also
like
have to
underrated places.
look up laws because like there's laws pertaining to that stuff and like
Whatever,
there are government officials that go by and like if it's on a pole that's not supposed to, they'll take it
Yeah,
off.
they'll take it off.
They'll take it
whatever,
off.
it's fine.
What are they gonna do to us? You know. Like,
Yeah.
I know, I know that, but I mean,
But I
like,
get you. But
it's like you
for
put it up
longevity-
and then it's there for
for
a day and then
longevity
it's
of the
taken
sticker,
off.
I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. So no, you're right. I guess
You
I'll
could slap
have to
them on
see.
like stands, like you know, like popcorn stands or like hot dog stands, you know.
Like some
Like
random
people-
person's hot dog
Yeah,
stand.
exactly.
Just be like, yo, bro, like, yeah,
Yes.
fuck your branding. Like, this is
Yeah,
my
yeah.
shit now.
Yeah, but like, it makes sense.
And that's why you see poles that have so many stuff on them because like
Those are the
some-
unregulated ones.
yeah, like sometimes it'll be like this pole on this city block's the one that you can put the stuff on or something like that.
I guess. Talking about hot dogs, do you guys consider hot dog sandwiches?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Let's get
No.
everyone's answer before we discuss. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we have an argument fueling up a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess since there's 3 yeses, we might as well go first. But so I say, okay. Let's review the definition of a sandwich. To me, it is. It doesn't have to be meat, but it's substance in between 2 pieces of bread. I think that's kind of as simple as it gets. Like a burger can be a sandwich. Even though it's not like ham and cheese, it's still like a sandwich because it still has stuff in between it. You know what I mean? Like if you took out the burger patty and you just had the lettuce, tomatoes, whatever, it looks like a sandwich. So why would it not be a sandwich with the meat on there? You know what I mean? That's the way I see it.
So you're saying that burgers are considered sandwiches too?
They're a subdivision of
Yeah,
sandwiches.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you have
They're all
sandwiches,
subdivisions.
then you have hot dogs, you have burgers, you have kebabs. I'm just kidding, kebabs aren't. Kebabs aren't. But yeah, I think as long as you have meat or substance between 2 pieces of bread, whether or not they're connected by a long hot dog bread, it's still a substance within bread. Like I think that's a sandwich. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Oh yeah, I agree
Yeah.
exactly that.
No.
I guess.
It's pretty simple. Okay, so what's happening, Liz?
What's your
All right,
argument?
so my argument is no, and that's it.
All right, well, you gotta have some, you know, you gotta some backing. You gotta have something
I know,
to.
Just stop.
Know what I'm
Chill,
saying?
chill. All right. So what I believe is the reason why hot dog is not a sandwich is because of how hot dogs have different shapes of buns. I understand you're talking about how sandwiches like the burger
Mm-hmm.
could be a sandwich if you take off the bun,
Mm-hmm.
but then that's not really a burger anymore. That's like a half burger. When you're
Yeah.
talking about a sandwich, it's a flat piece of bread on top of another flat piece of bread.
Yeah.
A burger is a half circle around another half circle.
I
and a
don't
hot
agree.
dog is a cylinder.
I don't agree.
But if you think of it, they're like your 2 pieces of bread. They started off in a loaf, and they were cut to be like that.
No, that's a
Like-
loaf of bread. That's
But think about this. Okay, so
I'm-
you think a sandwich has to be flat pieces of bread?
Baguettes.
That's the only way a sandwich can be.
They use baguettes to make sandwiches and stuff like that, and that's the same shit as a hot
Super
dog.
big facts. Or like brioche buns that are like basically like circular buns. Those are used in sandwiches every single day, sold in places as a sandwich in between 2 meats. So how do you contend that, Louis?
Well, I still believe like it's different names sell different things. Like
Well, yeah, they're different names, but they're not the
sells
different
much
things.
better and like that's necessary. And I still believe that like a hot dog is not a sandwich because a hot dog is a hot dog.
Okay, but
A sandwich is a sandwich and a burger is a burger.
okay, so what's the difference between a hot dog and a sandwich? Like, what's the difference?
The hot dog is the difference is mainly the bun, the name,
Mm-hmm.
the meat that's inside as well, the type of like sauces you can put on top because most of the time people just buy them and then put the ketchup and the mayo,
Mhm.
or sometimes they put the lettuce on the side as
Mhm.
well inside of the meat, the burger, you know, some
Mhm.
different things. And the difference between a sandwich is that it's more like You know, it's more custom made, like more personalized. Because a hot dog is not that personalized if you think about it.
But you can make it personalized.
Yes, you can, but it doesn't like feel more personalized. A sandwich, when you make it, it's more like, for some reason, it just feels like it's more to your own instead of the hot dog. Because think about it, the hot dog stands every day sells like the same hot dog like type every day.
Right.
And so that's the norm. That's not personal.
Right.
That's like industrial.
Yeah.
And sandwiches also. No, I suppose not industrial. I'm just being.
But I know what you mean. I
idiot,
guess.
but
So if I get a hot dog and put it on regular sandwich bread,
that's the monster.
that's when you consider it a sandwich though, just because.
No, that's nothing. I don't know what that is.
It has to be something.
That's just fake news.
It's meat in between buns.
Yeah.
Like that's something.
That's an excellent point, Alex. Thank you.
So, choripan is considered a sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know what choripan is.
Choripan is sausage and a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's basically like a croissant with a hot dog. It's a bun in a sausage in a bun or whatever, the small ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like but an actual like size, like it's actual good size for a meal.
I mean, it still goes back to like the shape of the bread as well.
Okay, but the thing is, you're right because it's different, but that's because it's a subdivision. Like the hot dog is a hot dog and not necessarily just a sandwich because of its shape. Like that's literally like that's a hot dog, but it's still a sandwich.
It's
we just don't call it a sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah, we just don't call it a sandwich because it's not a sandwich. Like I mean, it is a sandwich, but it's not like the way that we normally view sandwiches. It's a hot dog, so like we call those hot dogs because they're like a specialized sandwich.
Because the meat is the thing that's actually called a hot dog is the actual meat.
Is it? Is that so? I thought a hot dog was
so.
the actual bread, like the bread with the sausage.
It's the actual sausage. I think that's what's called like a hot dog. Yeah. And the bread is just like
it's just there to hold
different types of bread, but it's usually shaped in a certain way.
So if I get that bread and put peanut butter and jelly in it,
What is that?
That would be a sandwich.
It's a sandwich?
Yeah.
Answer the question, Lewis.
So you're talking about the hot dog bun?
hot dog bun,
Yes.
but I put peanut butter and jelly inside.
Yeah.
Is there a hot dog inside?
No, it's just,
No, it's
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
So
what is
then
that?
it's a sandwich.
But
So-
using the same bread that the hot dog uses?
So it's not a
No.
So it's
But we are.
It's not the
Yeah.
bread. It's
Inside.
literally just because you're using a hot dog. It's a
Hot dog.
hot dog.
So you're saying okay? I guess. I mean, I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't agree either.
The
I feel
hot
like
dog
that's
is the
very,
meat
like-
itself.
Yeah, wait, okay.
So then, without the meat itself, it's not a hot dog.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not, I mean, that, yeah.
So then, therefore, it's the
That's
same thing
fine.
with the burger as well. If you go back to the burger, like if you remove the top and remove the meat,
It becomes.
like just a thing like without like any bun, you can't really call that a sandwich because there's no thing on top. You remove the thing on top,
What thing on top?
the bun.
Why would I remove the bun? I was talking about the patty, not the bun.
Oh.
Of a burger, if you remove the patty, you still have a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then that becomes a sandwich. A burger.
I mean, it's
is
been a
part of the
sandwich.
meat
So okay,
inside.
so you're in a way you'll want to. You're agreeing with us. Everything is a sandwich
Until
but
you put a hot dog inside
But the
of it.
hot dog classifies it as a hot dog sandwich, and the burger classifies it as like a burger sandwich.
Exactly. They're
basically.
specialized sandwiches.
Yeah,
That's the way I see
and
it.
most people don't call them sandwiches; they call them by the
Yeah, because they
specialized
have a name, right? Like it's a subdivision, like.
I mean, a Reuben is a sandwich, but everybody just calls it a Reuben.
Right? Yeah. It's just like a name of a sandwich, but that's a sandwich.
Yeah.
So I think we're on agreement there. Lewis, so what? Do you have any final tendencies that we would like to discuss?
No, I think that was pretty good.
Do you still have the same perspective on this topic?
I just said no because I just wanted to argue.
Okay.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah, I think.
But no, I
for
do
the sake
agree
of
that
argument-
hot dogs are sandwiches, like how they are created and stuff.
Okay, hey,
No.
I appreciate that because that caused a good 5 minutes of discussion. So
Exactly.
Without that, we would have just been like, oh, okay, we agree. Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But now it's like, okay, now we agree. So now what?
So now what? So now what? So now.
So now, our cereal soup.
What the fuck? Wait, hold on.
Our cereal
Are you
soup.
serious?
Well, we need to go over the definition of each now.
That's
What's the definition? Like,
What's the definition of soup?
because okay.
I'm gonna look this up.
Like that's.
I was gonna
strange.
look it up.
I don't.
The way I see it is very simple. Is like, it's watered. It's I don't. Is soup made with water? I think it is, right? It's like made with water.
mean-
I've never made soup.
I mean,
so I don't
there's
really know.
you can make
You
it
can
with
make it
water.
out-
we
you can make it
with
without water as
chicken
well.
broth,
Yeah, that's the
which I
thing.
mean, it has
But at that point,
water.
is a broth a soup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
pretty
think so
sure
as well.
broth is considered a soup.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
thought.
just real quick, going back to the other topic. An item of food consisting of 2 pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or other filling between them is considered a sandwich.
Wow, that's like
Lawyer.
the end of it right there.
Lawyer.
So
Lawyer.
it's- yeah.
Mhm. That's a good thing you did search that up.
Yeah, we would
So
have been lawyers
the
already.
soup.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like,
sorry,
yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine. You're fine.
The
Go ahead.
soup noun means a liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, vegetable, etc. in stock or water.
So,
So
but that is,
therefore,
it's a
cereal
typically.
is not a soup then.
That means no. I think that means cereal is an atypical soup,
Maybe.
unorthodox soup.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I mean,
I
if-
suppose, but then that wouldn't make any sense.
But there
then.
is people out there
Are.
that eat cereal with water. I swear to God.
Wait.
I mean, there are, and that's how it was originally meant to be eaten.
Really?
When cereal was first put out, it was originally meant to be eaten
I'm pissed.
with water, and then people started like having it with milk for whatever reason. They're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
they
this is
started
better."
getting better.
Yeah, I mean, way better.
So then if you put it with milk, it's not a soup. But if you put it in water, it is a soup.
But it has to be boiled water though.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing.
It's-
but
typically,
but wait,
it says it's typically
what
made
happens
by
to
There-
cold
boiling,
there's
soup,
such
though.
there's such thing as cold soup.
Yeah,
so that
so
doesn't
what
make
happens
any
to
sense.
that? Yeah.
Mm.
I think
There you go.
it's because it becomes boiled and then it simmers down. You know.
Yeah.
I just think soup is like mostly like salty, right? Like soup is mostly just like you normally have a meat or like a vegetable inside of there, like
I think it's the actual like boiling something inside of water or
Yeah, because you
broth.
have to. So you technically have to cook it.
Okay,
Does
so
that
you
make
have to have
Yeah.
stuff inside and cook it. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
so-
cereal is
so
not a
there-
soup then.
Yeah.
There's no way because you don't boil the
Yeah,
cereal.
you don't cook anything with.
You don't boil like the flakes and such. I
Yeah.
mean, you could, but then that becomes a soup, obviously. But then you become an abnormal
Yeah.
monster. I don't know what you're doing, like boiling
It's
milk.
abnormal.
What
That's
the
true.
fuck is that?
I don't know, because I still feel like there could be an argument made for cereal being soup.
I mean,
Like there could, I don't know if I agree with that either. It's just like
so the definition I found that says typically made by boiling water, it's just like the dictionary definition you get when you search it on Google. But if you go to the Merriam-Webster definition, it just says a liquid food, especially with a meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base, and often containing pieces of solid food. So that one is-
Repeat the beginning.
A liquid food, especially
liquid
with a
food.
meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base, and often containing pieces of solid food.
Okay, so let's discuss this. So I think it said a liquid food.
Liquid, like it's like something you like
In a
eat
liquid.
and drink. Yeah, that's what I mean.
So cereal being in a liquid, does that make it a liquid food? Or
I
once
think
it dissolves, does that make it a liquid food?
I think in this definition, when you have to look at it says especially with a meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base.
Especially, that's the thing. They're saying especially
But
because that's how soups typically are.
all right, but there are also soups made with water.
Mm-hmm. That diverge from the orthodox
But it still has the
definition.
substance of meat and such in it, right? Doesn't it? Like that's
Yeah, it still has some sort of
Most
meat in
most
it,
soup
yeah.
has meat. Yes, that's
So-
the thing. It says especially.
Yeah.
Like that's saying that like not all soups have to be made with meat.
So I think
Fuck.
Right?
I think technically it could be considered a soup, like, but very like
It's on.
it's
the
very
border.
like
Yeah, I think
maybe typical like
I think the more I originally like I came into this with like yes it is a soup, but I think the more we looked into it, like the more it's like not a soup.
I'm
Yeah.
also seeing that because it's like soup is I don't know, soup is like it's different. It's like it's normally got a meat or whatever, but even then like it's different because like you've never seen a soup with milk. I think the fact that we have milk might be like
I mean there's cream based soups.
are there?
That's
Yeah,
like
of course.
like tomato cream soups and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That's like milk and stuff like that.
Interesting.
There's also like vegetables in it and stuff like that, which is one of the things it said.
I think it's just not a soup.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
have a
genuinely
feeling
believe
as
that.
much as I kind of agree with you guys as well as where like cereal is not a soup. I also feel like there is an argument to
I
be
think-
made. I'm just not making the right argument. Here.
I think-
I'm not finding it.
Yeah, no, I think the definitions we found they leave it with a lot of gray
they're
area.
they're very loose.
It's
That's the thing.
with the thing with the especially.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's especially that with that like doesn't mean
That doesn't mean it has to be.
So I mean, like if you can find the right gray area, yes, it can be considered a soup cereal, but like normally it's not. It's There's that little gray area where maybe it could be, but cereal. Normally not.
Well, okay, maybe what if soup is a subdivision of something?
Like what?
Of what?
Is there anything else that's like bold?
I think soup would be the overall thing,
water.
and then you would have like broths and like cream base and stuff like that as being your individual categories for soups.
I swear if you put this on Ask Reddit, that shit would blow up. Oh well, I'm sure it's already.
It's probably already on there.
So it has blown up, and they probably got some good answers there. But I don't know. I feel like because the fact that it's in a liquid and the fact that it can dissolve to just be milk, but then at that point it's just milk with fucking cereal flakes inside of it.
Yeah.
That's not a soup. That's just milk in a bowl.
With pieces in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like if you put milk in a cup and then you put the cereal in, or you're supposed to put the cereal first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't drink. I don't put milk in my cereal at all. So like I'm
to be fair, like when you normally eat cereal, what most people do and what's the common thing to do is you put the cereal first and then the milk.
Right.
But like with like
measure.
if I'm doing a snack in a cup like you were talking about, I'll probably put the milk first and then like add
at that point that's still cereal, but I think
it's still considered cereal, but like you're more worried about the milk at that point.
You know what people do, which I think is wild? Like they're asking to like die at a young age. They say they get like a Frosted Flakes and like whatever, they'll make their bowl of cereal and then they'll put more sugar on it.
Jesus Christ.
People do that with everything.
It tastes amazing.
I can imagine.
I've tried it. It tastes amazing, but like if you eat that every day, like you're gonna die.
I've done that to my hot chocolate.
I can't even imagine how much sugar Frosted Flakes.
That's exactly. That's
why.
Yeah.
Like probably has like 25 grams of sugar every serving.
That's crazy. Jesus
That's a lot.
Christ.
I don't even like when you say 25 grams of sugar. I can't visualize what that looks like. To me, that's just like a number. It's like, okay, cool. I guess that makes sense. Like, what's the daily intake supposed to be for sugar? You don't even have to answer that because I'm sure none of us know. But like, that's
I mean, that's where like, that's the bag sugar that you're not supposed to be eating.
Yeah, there's good sugars, right? Aren't there?
There's good sugars that you're like.
Where did that come from? Fruits.
Yep.
Yeah, things like fruits, certain
cookies,
types of fats,
chocolate chips.
That's why. Have you guys ever tried like Mexican Coke?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I have once. It's a lot better.
If you ever had it, it's 1,000 times better.
But they also use it like made with real sugar.
Yeah, so it's like maybe healthier for you, and it's super sweet.
I never tried it. I don't try Coke or anything like that.
Yeah, but like if you guys ever had the option, like you should try that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that just to try it and see if I find a difference between that and Coke. Because Coke to me is just like too. It's too bubbly. It's too.
Yeah,
I don't
like in general.
Yeah,
I don't like beer or anything.
I don't like what's that? What's
carbonation.
That called? Yeah, carbonation. I was thinking condensation. That's obviously not the word for it.
That's close.
But yeah, I don't like carbonation. I just like the way it tastes going down your throat. The way it feels going down your throat. To me, it's just like iffy. It's like weird. Sparkling water, I'm not a fan of.
I'm not a fan of sparkling water in general, but like
I don't know
carbonation, I understand sometimes because like sometimes I love it and sometimes it's like super carbonated and it's just super weird.
Do you love that one? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I mean,
I'm loving it. This is sponsored by McDonald's, by the way.
It's not. This is Diet Coke. I prefer Coke Zero.
Why?
It's the same like, it's the same stuff basically, like no sugar or whatever, but it just tastes better. It tastes like actual Coke.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just when they released Diet Coke, it was not in order to have a drink that tasted like Coke, but it would be like for diet. It was just in order to have a diet product out there. Oh, so like if you taste Coke and Diet Coke, they taste completely different.
Do they actually?
Yeah. It's the Diet Coke is less sweeter and stuff like that. So once they figure out how to make it taste the same but have the zero sugar or whatever, they released Coke Zero.
So Coke Zero is the real Diet Coke.
That tastes the same, yeah. But people prefer Diet Coke for its taste over regular Coke.
Oh yeah?
True.
Isn't Diet Coke worse for you actually? I've heard.
Yeah. It's that's what a lot of people say.
Huh. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, whatever. I'm not
apparently it gets you drunker if you like used it with mixed drinks.
Really?
That's true.
What? Oh, that's good. That's good to know. But okay, like, what about the? Do you think the untrained tongue could like taste the difference between Diet Coke and Coke?
1,000%.
Really?
They probably couldn't identify it, but they'll probably say it tastes different.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be able to identify it, but like you think I'd be able to taste the difference between the two?
I think you should. You would, yeah.
Because I don't drink much soda. I mean, I'm very grateful for that, honestly. Because like my whole life, I never liked soda, so I ended up not drinking it.
Yeah.
I feel like if I liked soda, I would drink too much of it. But the thing, I also like juice, and I don't drink much of it. So I guess whatever. I don't know. It's not a big deal.
Depends on the person.
Depends on the weenie.
Weenie Hut Junior.
Speaking of weenies, do you guys think a hot dog is a sandwich? Let us know in the comments down below.
We just argued about that.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't tell them to comment down below. But we need their opinions as well as ours.
Hey guys, is soup a cereal?
Comment down below. Let us know.
No. It's cereal or soup.
Yeah,
No, I know. I did on.
I didn't even hear that.
No, I did backwards on purpose.
So pretty much, it's because it's boiled in water, right?
Yeah, like I think
That's
the
like
fact that it's cooked and the fact that it's like actually prepared. I mean,
it's
cereal
cooked
was
and then
prepared.
it's the whole like the meat vegetable and like
you never just
actual
have
like
soup.
some sort of like fatty well I mean milk is fat too, so like yeah, but the milk, the vegetable, whatever.
So I think we can agree that cereal is not a soup.
Yes.
But in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking that there's an argument to be made out there. I just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, there probably is somewhere. There's probably one dictionary definition.
Maybe that argument can be disproven again. We'll see. Maybe that argument can be disproven.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. It depends.
But-
It depends on the argument itself. I kind of want to know. I'm curious.
True.
Curious
Very
George.
true.
Speaking of Curious George.
Oh my gosh.
It is gonna show them the monkey.
So talking about water,
What kind of water?
is water wet?
Yeah. What about y'all?
No.
No? What else?
I don't know. I mean, water is
Water wet.
Can we go over the
What
definition?
defines wet?
Yeah, let's go over the definition of wet. So I think wet simply means that it's like if you touch it, I mean like, wow, how do you even define wet? Like
I think the reason that I don't consider
literally-
I don't consider it wet is because, like, for something to be considered wet, like it also means that it can be considered dry.
Oh shit. Well,
I mean,
can't you have?
So
Yeah, like isn't ice dry? Technically.
Yeah, but that's not water.
I mean, it is.
It's a different form of.
It's still H2O.
it's still a different form of water.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
still,
like
it's
you
still
wanna say.
water.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a different form of water.
But it's still water.
Yeah, but it's still water.
No, but it's not the same thing.
Okay, but
Because
real quick, the definition I just found. The adjective definition is covered or saturated with water or another liquid, but the noun definition is liquid that makes something damp.
Oh shit.
Okay.
So it is both.
So
it
wet.
both is wet and it's not wet.
So there's, I think that there's.
I didn't know wet can be a noun.
So I think the real, yeah, I didn't know that either. It just says noun. So wet, the noun is water basically, or any liquid that makes something damp. I think the argument we have is water. Well, we were asking the noun, right?
That's the thing.
Wet, yeah.
We were thinking in terms of adjective this whole time.
Yeah.
But now that you just brought this up with the noun, I think that kind of changes the game a little bit, because that means water is literally wet. That's another word for it. Almost.
I mean,
how the fuck would you use wet in a noun?
I've never heard that.
I'm still thinking about it. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yo, can you give me a cup of wet?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's not.
I could feel the wet of his tears is the example here.
What would
I can feel
happen
the wet. of
if you
the-
dive into the water? Are
Wait,
you
but
wet?
that's using it as an adjective, correct?
Yeah,
That's
it's
just using it as a noun.
it's describing
It's
the
describing.
tears as wet.
So I want to see it being used as a noun in a sentence, because that's different. That's not something I've ever heard before. But that kind of changes the game a little bit, because at that point, water is by definition wet.
If you're
But-
submerged in water, are you wet?
Yeah, I think so.
But
Yeah.
water's not wet though.
Water is wet.
But it's different because you're wet. Like you can get wet.
Okay.
But like water,
I guess what you
water
mean.
can't get more wet.
It can't get more wet, but it's already wet.
No.
The earth
I
is
don't
wet.
agree.
The whole
So-
earth.
Yeah, the whole thing.
But like, what about this part of the earth where like we have tiles that are dry? Is that wet?
Remember, your fingertip is wet, but not your rest of your body.
What? Why my fingertip?
Well, I mean, if you get water on your fingertip, like right here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, sorry. Pinky. It's in your case. But if you get like water here, your finger is wet, but not the rest of your body. But you can say, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of wet right now because of my finger."
Oh, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I understand the point you're making. So
Yeah,
at that
like,
point, at that point, the Earth is wet. It's just not completely wet.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point. Okay, but I think we still have something to discuss because the way that you brought it up is as an adjective, and I think that's the way we need to discuss this because like noun is kind of like by definition, but I don't think that like.
I think the noun wet is just a replacement for water.
Because like if you touch water, like if you dip your hand in water, it feels wet. Is that correct? Even though like when normally the way we would describe wet is if like my Joy-Con got wet because I threw it across the room and it landed in the sink, and then when I pick it up, I feel water on it, and at that point I'm like, oh shit, this is wet.
Is there like a percentage of wet before it becomes doused?
No, I think
or like doused and wet are the same thing.
I think yeah.
No.
Well, no. I think doused is a subdivision of wet.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Or
so
maybe wet is the
trees.
subdivision of douse.
What's that?
Or maybe wet is the subdivision of douse because.
But douse is fully
Is
submerged.
water doused then?
It's doused in itself, I suppose. Because like that's the thing. Like, let's say you have a water particle.
I'm still thinking of
and it's in a pool of water. That water particle is wet because it's surrounded by water.
I think the thing is, now that I've seen the noun definition, all I can think about is that wet basically just means water. Oh, this is wet. Oh, this has water on it.
But like when we say this is wet, we're saying that this object
Has water on it.
has water on it. We're not necessarily saying that like this object is water, but I don't think that's what you're trying to say either.
No, because like the question is water wet? So like, can it be wet? And I'm saying I think it's yes, because they're the same thing basically. When you're thinking of wet, you're thinking of something that's covered in water.
Yes.
So
or not even covered, just like it has water on it.
Yeah, it has
wet,
water
it's
on
damp.
it. So like
it's not dry.
Water is water. It's going to have, like he said, molecule of water is going to have more water on it.
Yeah, and I think the fact that water is just not dry, it has to be wet. Like I think it's either one or the. Okay, can you be dry or wet? Like is there anything else? Like you can either be dry or wet, but is there anything else in the middle?
And it's not like dry is the opposite of wet. Dry just means there's a lack of water. Just like there's no water there.
Yes. So it's either you have water or you don't have water.
Yeah, you're either wet or you're not.
Let's say you have like a cup of water and you put more water in it, like it's not getting more wet.
I mean, technically,
it's not getting. Yeah, it's not getting. I mean, yeah, it's not getting more wet. I mean,
you're adding water to it.
Like the water itself is not getting more wet because it's already as wet as it can be. Like a small cup of water or a big tub of water, they're gonna be just as wet as the other one in terms of the water itself.
The water itself, but you can also say the water's taking up more space at the cup.
The cup
and it's
is
getting
more wet.
wetter.
The cup is more wet, but that's not the argument being made. We're talking about the water itself, not the container.
I just don't think water and wet can be. They're the same thing, so you can't like. I think maybe it is correct. You can't describe water as wet just because they're the same thing.
Wait.
So I'm sort of changing it now.
If they're the same thing, why would you not be able to describe it as it? Like if water is wet, then why would you not be able to describe water as wet? If they're the same thing, you're like that's.
I mean, like you can't describe water as wet because
it's a noun.
Because it is the same thing. How can the water is just water? It's basically what we're saying. Is the water wet? Yes, because it's water. So you can't I don't think you can actually use them to describe each other.
So at the end of the day, are we saying that water is wet? Because they're the same thing? Is that what you're saying? In terms of the noun? Are you saying you can't use a noun and an adjective on the same, like you can't use the noun word and wet and the noun and the adjective wet on the same substance? Is that what you're trying to say? Because
maybe.
Because I kind of understand the point you're making, but at the same time, they're two different words.
But I think what I'm trying to say is basically wet just means water.
So in that case, water is wet.
Yeah, but you can But you can't say like, oh, the water is getting wetter because it's just water being added to water. You wouldn't think of it like that.
That's actually a good argument to make. Okay, the tip of my Joy-Con is wet, but then I add more water, it's getting wetter.
Then it's doused in water.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's getting wetter, as in when something is wet, it's allowed to get wetter.
Yeah.
Except for water, because water is already as wet as it can be.
Yeah, because it's.
So does that mean that water is not wet because there's no potential for it to be wetter or anything, or it's just like at maximum level of wet? I think it's at maximum wet level.
I think it's a question that can be answered in many different ways.
It's fucked.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
So do we have final answers?
I'm gonna agree that yes, water is wet.
Interesting.
I still say no.
Interesting.
Because like it's the perspective, you can see it both ways. You can see water is wet, therefore equals. It can't be wet because it's already water. Or it's like it doesn't work that way. This one's crazy.
This is not the next time. I say yes because I just, to me, this just kind of like makes sense.
I say yes, but you can't like say the water's getting wetter.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's already at max wet.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's at max wet.
I think
like it's what causes the wet, but it's also causing the wet to itself.
Yeah,
because there's other water around it. So like the water molecule itself isn't wet because it's alone, but because it's surrounded by other water molecules. What the fuck? I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Is water wet? Should it be wet? Do you agree with the noun usage of the word wet? Even though I've never heard it before, and you probably have never heard it before. Yeah, I mean, I never knew that was a thing. So I guess it could be.
You learn something. The more you know, Alex. You have to put in the animation.
No, wait, but please do it like with my hands opening right now.
The more you know.
You have to do it on Gabe's, on Lewis's, and on mine. No, and Gabe's twice. Lewis did it once. I did it.
You have to do mine twice. You guys just look at me.
I want rainbows coming out of my head.
That was great. That's a really good topic though. That water wet one was very nice. I liked it a lot.
Was. It was pretty wet.
Bro, it was pretty moist.
Does water drip?
Drip.
Yeah, that's the
That's the only thing that drips. Well, no, it's not the only thing. Yeah, liquid drips. Fluids don't drip.
Fluids do drip?
No, well, some fluids can. Like water's a fluid and water can drip, but air is a fluid and air doesn't drip. Or does it drip?
Air is a fluid?
Air is a fluid?
Yeah, air is a fluid.
Hold on a second.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, because a fluid, I mean, I don't know too, I'm not a fluid dynamics person, but a fluid is essentially something that takes the shape of its container. That's as simple as it gets. And therefore, air takes the shape of its container.
I mean...
So it's a fluid.
I understand what you're saying, but I think fluid also has to do with this object being liquid.
Liquids are fluids. But liquids are a subset of fluids.
Yeah, so substance that has no fixed shape and yields easily to external pressure, a gas or especially a fluid.
Okay, so there you go.
Because air flows.
Because I understand what you were saying. I just didn't know if it applied for gases as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Gases are like the most prominent fluids I think that we have. I think I don't know. That's a fucking speculation on my point. Don't get on me, please. I don't do my research. I just say shit. But yeah, was I going somewhere with this? I don't know, fluids or take the shape.
You were asking if they can drip.
We were talking about
dripping. Yeah. Okay, so actually, when I said that fluids can't drip because gases can't drip, I think they kind of can, because let's say we have a tube of what's helium is lighter than oxygen, is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. Let's assume. Yeah, because they make your voice hard. So let's say you have a tube of helium. You have a tube of oxygen in a room of helium, and then there's a little hole at the bottom of the tube of oxygen. The oxygen is gonna drip down, but I don't think it's gonna drip. I think it's just gonna constantly flow.
It's a leak.
It's gonna flow. I don't think it's gonna drip.
Mm-hmm. But I think that has to do with the pressure, though.
Okay.
Because if you put an actual liquid in a pressure container and it's cracked, it's not gonna leak. It's gonna it's not gonna drip. It's gonna leak out.
Wait. If there's a crack,
If it's pressured, I mean.
Ah, okay.
It's because if there's a crack, it's just going to push everything out.
And the way that air fluids work, I guess, like if there was oxygen,
pressurized.
Yeah. So I think it would just keep going. Like
it would just
be a
leak
constant
out.
stream, no matter what the size of the leak is. Like if it was that smallest little minuscule thing that you couldn't see, it would be a constant like outing. So I don't think it can drip.
So
I think
like,
only liquids can drip.
Liquids are the only thing that drip just because the way we use gas, it's always pressurized.
Exactly.
Right.
That's true.
I mean, it just is in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, yeah, it is. I mean, there's some air pressure everywhere, so
right.
It's always pressurized.
If you go underwater, it's even more.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, whenever we put something in a container, we pressurize it, meaning like we put more than we pour more. I don't know how to describe it properly.
Like are you saying to pressurize like a container? You're saying you have to like inject as much air as possible into it because like
not as much air as possible,
but like the more air, the more pressure.
More than what the atmosphere outside of it is. I believe that's what it is. Like it's yeah, I think.
I remember learning about atmospheric pressure back in like middle school,
high school.
I was it physics or. No, I don't think it was physics. I think it was another class. That doesn't matter. But I remember learning like that if you go underwater, there's more pressure. But is that's because of the water,
not air
right?
pressure. Yeah, that's just
it's just
that's gravitational
and that's what
water pressure. Yeah.
So if you're like underground, but you're not underwater,
the highest air pressure is on ground level.
So there's lower pressure as you go lower. Is what you're saying? Like let's say I'm going underground.
The pressure gets higher the lower you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
it just doesn't get as high as it would with water because it's just
it's not affecting it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Water, like the pressure underwater can literally crush you.
Let's say I had a tub, like a 50-foot tall tub of water, and it's above ground, right? I'll even elevate it so like the bottom, the base of the container is like 10 feet in the air, right? So it's like on the roof, and I go to the tip of the water and I go all the way down. At that point,
it'll still affect you the same exact way. It has nothing to do with how deep you are on the earth.
It's just the fact that you're submerging yourself so deep into water.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
exactly.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And then the air pressure. Yeah, I think it does increase the lower you go because there's more gravity.
I think it's a neutral, like ground level. It's a neutral because because it gets lower. No, I mean in general.
For us, like we.
But we consider neutral.
We're comfortable at this air pressure, therefore it's like neutral for us. But like there's other creatures that are like more comfortable at like higher altitudes or lower altitudes because of the pressure difference.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because planes are pressurized.
Yeah.
Planes are pressurized.
Yeah, no. Okay.
That's why your ears pop when you fly on a plane.
Yeah, no, because there's low pressure outside, so if it pressurized because the air wants to expand out and they're keeping the pressure inside.
Yeah, so the lower you go, the higher the pressure is. The higher you go, the lower the pressure is. That's why you start floating like in space and stuff.
Yeah,
that's not anything to do with air pressure.
Because we end up like getting out of the atmosphere where there's no more pressure.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like if you're at the tip top of the atmosphere, but you're like right below the space line, what would happen?
I don't know, but like
because the reason astronauts in orbit are floating is not because they're outside of gravity or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's
because I didn't mean to like for floating. I meant like that's a terrible example. What I meant like if like on a plane, like if let's say like a window breaks, like obviously people are gonna get sucked out. But let's say you're strapped onto your seat and you're perfectly safe, you'll eventually run out of air. Like you'll suffocate. That's why those things come down.
Yeah, okay. So the definition atmospheric pressure is how much it's the force exerted on the surface by the air above it. So the closer so it's basically like on the ground would be the highest pressure because all the air and gravity is on top. Mm-hmm. So what were we just saying?
We're talking about atmospheric pressure at this point. Shit got a little discombobulated.
Yeah, so we lost track of like the original thing. So,
so we just switched out. We had to do that whole like battery re-record thing, and now we're back in action. But think we're gonna move on from.
Yeah, we're gonna move on topic.
From atmospheric pressure.
So this
my brain started like losing threads a little.
There's a lot of science behind air pressure.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. See, like, if I was more
smart.
educated, I would be able to have a good discussion on this. I just don't know shit about fucking.
I
air
know a
pressure
little
and,
bit,
like,
but
pressurizing.
there's so much I've forgotten. So
For sure.
This has the possibility. This topic has the possibility of getting political, so we're just gonna keep it like as
It's okay. You can't get political with me. So.
bland as possible. What do you guys think of saying Merry Christmas to like somebody?
I mean, like, it just has a meaning. Like to me, it's just like, oh, like Christmas is so like rooted in like American culture.
Exactly.
It's like Merry Christmas is not religious anymore.
Exactly. That's the way I see it too. Merry Christmas is like Christmas is Americanized.
Christmas itself is just a holiday. Like the religious people celebrate Jesus' birth, sure, but that's not what it's meant for at this point.
Yeah, like I have Jewish friends that like they
celebrate Christmas.
Christmas. It's an American thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Which is kind of cool too, because it's like, I don't know, it's a nice holiday to have. Like I don't think it needs to be religious.
I mean,
but
most
what do you
people
think?
just say Happy Holidays as well.
Happy
Yeah,
holidays as
I would
well?
never say Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
that's
you think
what
that's like
stores
too general or whatever?
It's
or
way
what?
too general.
Yeah.
I might say it when Hanukkah's going on.
Happy holidays.
Yeah,
Happy
because I mean,
holidays.
when Hanukkah's going on, like that's fine. But like when it's like the week of Christmas, like I'm gonna tell people Merry Christmas. I'm not gonna say Happy Holidays.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
no,
right,
I'm-
right.
And if you get offended, like you can go fuck yourself. Like it's
Who's gonna get offended?
people get offended by it. Don't you remember? Don't you remember what
happened?
happened to in Starbucks? Starbucks, they came out with like a Christmas cup.
And then they didn't come out with like a Hanukkah cup or something, and people
No,
were like,
they came out with a Christmas cup, and that was it.
Mhm.
And then people got pissed, so then they had to change it to like a red color. Like the cup was just a bland red color for Happy
a
Holidays.
holiday cup, not a
are you
Christmas
sure
cup.
you're not remembering that the other way? That like they used to have like Christmas themed ones, and then they just put a red cup, and people got pissed because it was just a red cup, and they got rid of the Christmas theme.
No, so that's what ended up happening. But originally, people got pissed because of the Merry Christmas cups.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they ended up switching it back because like there was like a super interesting like poll that came out that I thought it was like it's wild. There's like 90% of Americans celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
So like, there's no fucking reason to not be saying Merry
Exactly.
No, absolutely. Yeah, just like,
I definitely agree.
is it still considered by definition a legal holiday? Legal holiday, a religious holiday?
Yeah.
Is that it's still under there? I mean, yeah,
Because
I guess,
that's where it originated.
because that's where it originated
Yeah.
from. Do you think the United States would ever transition into like recognizing it legally as like a holiday, as like a
No.
regular holiday? You don't think so?
That's way too of a gray area.
Wait, I feel that. And then there's like no point.
I mean,
for
it
them
basically
to
already
decide
is a
it.
Like they would have to do
holiday.
it for like every holiday, which wouldn't make any sense. Like they would have to do it for like Hanukkah, like a legal holiday.
That's true, because Christmas is still a religious holiday for
Yeah.
that religion.
Yeah.
It's just that more people celebrate it without religious.
Right, exactly.
It's just because the whole American thing, yeah.
I mean, I think it's better that way. Just like, if you want to celebrate it religiously, then do it.
Go
If
for
you
it.
don't want to, just don't do it. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's facts. I think they can't actually make it a legal, like, just regular holiday because of the fact that it's still religious.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
like,
Which, I
it's
mean,
still a religious holiday.
It
for
might
the-
not be a legal one, but it basically is. Like,
Yeah.
schools
At
are,
this
like,
point,
out
it's-
for
no,
it.
it's-
closed.
Yeah, like-
absolutely. It basically is. Basically.
Basically.
it's yeah.
It's pretty interesting though.
It's, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think it's cool. I like Christmas.
It's
though.
crazy though. Like, people just get so offended about it.
Yeah. People get offended by anything.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not even surprised people get offended by Christmas. It's like people get offended by it because like the stupidest shit is like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wow.
I'm not gonna care. You know.
And I mean, it's like you said, people get offended by everything, but it's just some people are just caught on camera and some people aren't.
True. That's very true.
Wait, what do you mean? Like people are caught on camera getting offended? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh, okay.
people literally, like, get offended over every little thing,
Mhm.
but it's like, you only see certain people, you only think of people get offended over certain stuff, because those are the people that got captured on camera.
Oh, okay.
But, like, if you think about it,
Oh yeah, people get
like,
offended.
people get offended over everything.
Too much ice in their iced coffee.
Bruh, imagine, I'll be pissed to it. You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? Bruh.
How dare you?
Bruh.
yeah. I mean, I guess in essence, what do we all agree that like saying Merry Christmas is not a bad thing at all? Like it's
No,
just
it's
like
not bad.
it's just
I
like
think it just...
at this point it's Americanized, and it's just like,
Yeah.
and we say it in American. I mean, I say it in American way. I don't want to speak for y'all, but I say it in American. I say Merry Christmas as like, because it's a holiday. I'm not religious, so like for me it's just like Christmas is like just an American holiday for me. It's just like, yeah, like let's celebrate. Like if I moved to like Europe or like anywhere else to China, I would still celebrate Christmas.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
they
that's still
celebrate
something that we
Christmas over there. The people who are Christian and Catholic, yeah, of course.
Oh well, yeah, so exactly. The
I
people
mean, London, though most of them are Christians, so most people in England celebrate. Most people in Europe celebrate Christmas. Thinking about it now, just because most people are Christian in Europe.
That's true. A lot of people are Christian in Europe. Some Catholics in there too.
I mean,
some Greeks.
Catholics is under Christians.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I forget my hierarchy of religion.
Yeah, it's like Christianity, and then it's like Catholic, Mormon, and everything else.
Oh yeah, that's just because we're.
And then the 31% other religions.
No, and I know there's actually even a hierarchy that's like I forgot the name of it, but it's basically like believing in one God
monotheism.
Monotheism, and then it's just like and then that's where it separates.
And those
like
two are
Christian,
just
Muslim. It would. I guess the separation would be like. Because the Old Testament is basically the same thing as Judaism. The
Old Testament is Jewish.
Yeah, exactly.
The Old Testament is the Torah, which is the Bible for Jewish people, and then the New Testament is the Old Testament plus the New Testament put together, and it's the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like they would. I guess somehow they would be above us just because they came first. Maybe I'm not sure.
The Jewish.
Yeah, and in the hierarchy scheme of things. Judaism, not the Jewish.
I suppose.
Hindu is the oldest religion.
Is it? Known? Oldest known religion. I don't know.
Yeah, because Muhammad came...
Muhammad's... like, Muslim is... is the newest one.
Oh, yeah?
That's interesting.
I didn't know.
I thought it was... Like, there was somebody who had two sons, and then the thing is, one son went through Islam, the other son went
wasn't that Abraham?
to Muslim. Yeah, like exactly. Abraham and Muhammad.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah. There's just two different paths, basically. But all the beginning stuff is more or less the same.
Basically.
Yeah. Technically the oldest religion is Zoroastrianism, but nobody can prove it, so it's just people just say it's Hindu.
I know someone who's Zoroastrian.
Really?
Remember Zain Todiwala?
What
is that?
Zoroastrianism it's like technically it's like where Hinduism was found, like where Hinduism came from, and this was considered like some people make an argument that it's the oldest religion in the world because the oldest religious text that were ever found was like they're called the Vedas text, which is like the major text for Hinduism. But but they talk about
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, but Zoroastrianism also follows it too, but Zoroastrianism wasn't officially founded until after Hinduism, but according to those texts, like it was before. So it's just common.
And I imagine that's the oldest modern religion, because I imagine there's ancient religions that have been formed and
of course, yeah.
died out.
I'm talking about like
still alive.
The world religions, like the major world religions.
Major world religions. Okay, yeah.
That's wild.
Indeed.
I love religion. I just find it so interesting.
I love Greek mythology and Roman mythology.
It reveals a lot about people, just like humans in general, like our psychology.
The craziest thing about religion, like for me, is that like all these like sacred texts, like the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, they all mention the same people.
Yeah.
This is wild.
And then all they're doing is interpreting it their own way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's all
like the Torah and the Quran mention Jesus, but they don't see him as a prophet.
Yeah, like both religions accept Jesus was a person, they just don't accept him as a prophet, and that's where Christianity starts. It's like, yeah, we see him as a prophet, and like he's our Lord and Savior, and he's going to come back. Everybody in all the other religions are like, oh, he was a person. He wasn't the prophet, so we're still waiting for the prophet.
No, except for Muslims, which the prophet was Muhammad.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Yes.
Wow,
that's interesting. Yeah, I have a lot of research to like learn on this stuff. I don't know too much about religion.
On this channel, there's a video called "The Timeline of Religion."
Oh yeah.
If you're interested in what we were just talking about, you can watch that. It's pretty good.
True. Is that the one, the interview, or is that the one that you made before that was like a documentary kind of? Like a video?
No, the timeline of religion is just a video. And then I made a interview with somebody. That's also on the channel somewhere.
That's cool.
Before we leave, I want to just bring up a quick thing that I heard somewhere else, and I thought it was really interesting. In our time has become standardized in our lifetime.
How do you?
If you think when you were young, what were your clocks?
I'm sorry, what were my clocks?
Yeah.
Just the sun.
And analog clocks, right? Like manual clocks you can put yourself, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all those clocks weren't like actually accurate. Like all of us now.
True. I
like,
see what you mean.
Before, in order to get like actually accurate numbers, you had to like look it up somewhere like on your TV. You had to call a phone number to get it like per the second, like stuff like that.
I see.
Not every clock was the same. Now,
yeah.
If you think about it, everybody has at least like one digital clock that is connected to the internet in their household.
Mm-hmm.
Like somehow, their phone, their like computers, whatever, and those are all standardized times. Those times are all the same.
Yeah, I think that's like part of the steps of like evolution, because like what we need to do is we need to standardize a lot of the things that are common between everyone.
Yeah.
That way we're able to like be on the same page. Which makes a ton of sense. Like what you bring up is totally true. That's like part of us being cyborgs.
But if you think about it, that process of everybody having basically more or less their own time has come to the point that I think the fact that they said every Apple Watch second clock moves at the same time. Mm-hmm. Every Apple Watch is perfectly synchronized like that. Mm-hmm. So like that's just crazy to think about.
It is.
That happened in our lifetimes.
That's true.
Since we were born till now.
It's kind of crazy the era we were born into. Just like literally, like we don't know it because we didn't live 20 years before we were born. But like shit changed.
But I mean,
rapidly.
even at least I remember like playing with like. Just not having any of the technology we have now.
Right.
This is like the best piece of technology was having like a DVD player in your house. And that wasn't even like a TV one. It was just like a thing you bought for your TV. And you had the red and white and the yellow plugins, and you had to go to the back of the TV and plug those in. So now that almost every new TV you buy has internet and Netflix and YouTube installed.
That's the crazy part. You plug in the TV, you plug in HDMI, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that too. Yeah. Everything. Every accessory you can buy for the TV.
It's become simpler.
And then we'll get to wireless power at one point, and then the TVs just won't even have a cable. You can like move it around your room. You'll be in the room and your phone is charging, which is completely nuts to think about.
Sounds like cancer, but
yeah. You know, you're kind of right about that.
That's terrible, yeah.
We have all these like waves coming, like we're just in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we're baking.
That is like
air travel. There was a Harvard or like a highly ranked university.
It was Stanford.
I don't know. It might have been Stanford. Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
No fucking clue.
It was one of those universities that released a research paper that flight attendants and people who work in flight attendants have a higher chance of certain types of cancer than the rest of the population.
Just flight attendants or also the pilots?
I imagine the pilots too, but I remember specifically the flight attendants.
Yeah, do you remember the reason behind that?
It's because they work on airplanes so much, and apparently there's some sort of radiation or something that they work in so much on an airplane, they have a higher chance of it than the general population.
You know we've technically time traveled?
I mean, we're technically time traveling 24/7.
No, we've technically time traveled.
How?
What do you mean?
So you guys know like what an atomic clock is?
Yeah.
So atomic clock is what's considered the most accurate clock in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So they ran an experiment where they had one on the Earth.
Oh yeah.
And then they put another one on like a super fast jet, and they had it start flying, and then when they landed, they were like off, like the time was off.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It was off by like a few, like literally like a millisecond. But
There's nothing, but absolutely. Yeah.
Well, do you know the science behind that, right?
It has to do with gravity, I'm pretty sure, right?
It's one of Einstein's. Oh god, I forgot the name of his theories. Theories of relativity. Thank you. That the faster you travel to the speed of light, the slower you move relative to time outside of you. So like, basically, and this is one of the reasons too that like long distance space travel really hasn't been thought about much.
Mm-hmm.
Just because in order to get there within the person's lifetime on the ship, like so much time would pass on the outside because there would be have to travel so fast. So like, so basically how it works is like if you were traveling at 0.9999 the speed of light and you were just like circling the Earth and you go in for like 5 minutes and stopped. When you stop, the Earth would be like. There's actual like ways to calculate the time and stuff with equations. I don't remember right now, but the Earth would be like, if you travel for 5 minutes, the Earth would be like 5 years older.
Isn't the reason like we age because of gravity, or gravity has part to do with it?
I mean, it's so people say time is made up, and that's not entirely true.
I mean,
because like the way we perceive time and like. It's an hour until 1 and this like that. That's made up.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's still going on.
But time is always moving forward.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the universe is getting older. Resources are being used up. This and that. So like, I hear people say that all the time. So time isn't real, or like we made up time.
Like we made up our own
we made up the our concept
of time, but like we're still moving forward in time. Whatever that dimension actually is.
Yeah.
We just call it time.
And then like so. Us getting older is just basically like our bodies decaying. So like gravity has effect on that, but just like what we do to our bodies, like where we live, all that stuff has effect on
gravity
it as well.
and time.
I think we have to cut it.
Good.
Smooth.
Yeah.
I'll do it this, and we'll talk about this on the next episode, which is gonna be us three.
You want to do a diss?
What?
You said a diss?
No, I'm gonna leave it with this.
Oh, I'll leave it
and
with
then
this.
we'll talk about it on the next episode, just us three.
I like that.
This is a conspiracy theory of mine, but I feel like if we really wanted to, like we can make people immortal.
You think so?
Yeah. Alright, that's it.
Talk about it in the comments and then come back next week and you'll hear our thoughts.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and follow our Instagram at theden.podcast. That's theden dot as a period podcast podcast.
How long were you gonna get that beat up?
Do you see that? Do you see that subscribe button right there? I think the subscribe button is right here. I think
you have to do that. The subscribe button.
This man.
I think no. Like I'm talking about the actual subscribe button.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's right here. Well, actually, it's right here.
No, it would.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure because when you're looking at it, because like, I'm looking at the video right now, and.
Alright, well, this is for after. Bye, guys. And then we.
Bye.
You can't just say bye.
Why not? Are you?